Hello, welcome to Excel 2016. In this lesson, we are going to continue to look at VLOOKUP. Specifically, we're going to look at VLOOKUP range. All right, so let's get started. Let's click on cell C4 and go to our formulas tab and find the insert function on the left hand side. Let's click on that. We're going to require the VLOOKUP function. Let's click on that and OK. And here we are going to enter under the lookup value. We are going to enter the value that the sales value, which is this. Just to reiterate, the lookup value is the value to be found in the first column of the table and can be a value, a reference, or a text sharing. So we're not really using the names, we're using the sales figures. Okay, so this will be our leftmost column. So I'm going to click on this for the lookup value. So what about the table array? The table array is the table where we are looking for the data, is the data table essentially, and this is the data table right here. It's always important to make sure that we absolute reference this. So let's highlight that and click the F4 key to absolute reference that. And now the next question is, what table are we, what is the column index? What is the column number that we want the output information to be? Reading from here, it says the column index number is the column number in table array from which the matching value should be returned. The first column of the values in the table is column 1. So where is the table that we want this value here to be returned? This is the table right here, and the first column is column 1. So what is our column number that we're looking? We're looking for the bonus column number. So that will be 1, 2. So here we're going to enter 2. And the range lookup tells us if we are to get exact match or an approximate match. Exact match is that, for example, if our sales value is, if our sales is 1,000, then they get a bonus of $20. If it's 1,500, they get a bonus of $40. However, what if it's 1,100, as is the case here? There is no 1,100 in the table. So let's see what happens if we say we want exact match. Only if the sales here matches the sales here, that's when you output a bonus. So let's do that. And to do that, we need to enter 0 or false. Okay, so let's OK that. Voila. This is what happens when you do that. Because we told Excel that we are only looking for exact match. However, there is no exact match here because there is no 1,100 on this table. So the output is an error. We can change that. The way to change that is to click on the formula again, click on VLOOKUP, and then click on this insert function, and that brings back your VLOOKUP function argument. So instead of entering 0 here, we're going to enter 1, or you can also enter true to get an approximate match or a close match so that an output can be returned. So let's click OK. There you go. So now with 1,100 here, the closest match is 1,000. So that's why there's a bonus of $20 here. Okay. All right. So that is how to get this done. The rest of it, we can decide not to do that, but let's do one more just for the sake of clarity. So I'm going to click on cell C5 and go to the formulas tab and insert function, VLOOKUP, and again we are going to the value here is the lookup value is B5 and the table array. Let's click on that. Select the table array, and the column index again is index column number 2, 1, 2, and the range lookup is going to be 1 because we're looking for close match, not an exact match. We'll click OK, and then 1,200 also returns a bonus of $20. Now let's autofill the rests and see what happens. Okay, there seems to be an error here. So what is the error? Let's figure that out. Okay, so what is the problem of this? Where did we go wrong? Let's check the first one and see. You can see that in the first one, we knew what we were doing at the time. We were able to, we actually absolute reference the table array. And if we check the second one, we did not do that. That's where our problem lies. So we're going to click on VLOOKUP insert function, and the table array, we are going to absolute reference it with by selecting it and pressing the F4 key. Let's OK that. All right, now if we use the autofill, this should work now. So there you go. So this works now. All right, so that is how to use the VLOOKUP. But the reason I'm showing you this actually to get us to the actual lesson of this video, which is the lookup range. Okay. All right, so we've seen how the exact using the lookup range works, either by using the exact match or by using the closest match or an approximate match. The next lesson is going to be on what if we have a situation where we have two types of bonuses. We have the regular bonus and the holiday bonus, as we actually did have here, but we're going to deal with that. How do we know? How does Excel know when to output the regular bonus or when to output the holiday bonus? Okay, so I'm going to make it a little bit larger. So to continue this lesson, we are going to tell Excel to select the specific bonus for each of the individual. In the last lesson on this, we only selected the regular bonus, but now we're asking Excel to output different values if it's a regular bonus or if it's a holiday bonus. So in that case, we're going to use a function, the if function. To get the if function, we're going to go to the formulas tab and click on insert function and OK. And our logical test will be if C12, let's click on that. If C12 is equals to regular, then what value if true? If this is true, then VLOOKUP open parenthesis VLOOKUP value, which is B4, and the table array, in this particular table, which is the table array, select all and absolute reference F4. We made that mistake again. And the column index for regular, which is bonus, regular bonus will be 2, and the range lookup, because we are looking for closest match and not an exact match, will be 1. Okay, so now don't close this, don't click OK. We are not done yet. So now we'll go back to the if function, and we see now that we have our formula here for the VLOOKUP. We could do the same thing again for the value if false. If false, we just use the holiday, which is column 3. But in order to save ourselves some time, we're going to copy all of this and paste here. And the only thing we need to do here is to change the column index, which is this 2 here, to holiday if false, which is 3. So if this is not regular, that is if false, then we use the holiday index. Okay, so this is where we are now. So now we can click OK. and here we have $20. For 1,100 we have $20. It is the closest match. All right, how about for, so what do we do now? Do we do the exact same thing for all the other salespeople? Well, the answer is not yes. The answer is that we could use autofill. So let's autofill this and see. There's no match here. For example, 1,200 is giving us $40 under regular, so that shouldn't be. So what is the problem? So let's again click on our first cell here and see what's going on. We're referencing C12, which is great. I already see the problem. We ought to have absolute reference this so that they keep using C12, which is this cell here. So let's see what happens in C5. Right, C5 is using C13 here. There's nothing there. And C6 is using C14, and so on and so forth. Right? So the way to do this is to go back to this cell here and then click on C12 and absolute reference that with the F4 key. Enter. And now if we autofill, it should work now. All right, so there we go. So 1,000 is closest to, so 1,100 and 1,200 are closest to 1,000, so they both get $20 for regular bonus. You can see that the rest is correct. But how? Let's test our if function. If we change this now to holiday, so what happens? There you go. Change to holiday. 1,100 now gives you $40. 1,200 gives you $40. So you can see that this formula, our function, is working. This is how to do the VLOOKUP range using the if condition. All right, so play with this a little bit and then meet me on the other side.